Hi, I'm Jacob Gallucci, and today I'd like to present a list of 15 TV characters that should have had spin-offs. Anyway, here's the list. Number 15 is Jessica from Malcolm in the Middle. Jessica was played by a young Hayden Panettiere, and she was good. She was in a few episodes, and they really should have given her her own show. Number 14 is Cynthia from Malcolm in the Middle. Cynthia was played by Tanya Raymond, and I think of all the girls that Malcolm was with on the show, she was easily the best of all of them. Number 13 is the Urkel family from Family Matters. On Family Matters, they showed Steve, but they never showed his mom or dad, and I wish they had. If they did, I think Steve's mom could have been played by either Marion Ramsey or Charlene Woodard. Marion Ramsey was she was in most of the Police Academy movies, and Charlene Woodard is an actress that's been in a lot of movies and TV shows. And T.K. Carter would have been good as Urkel's dad, I think. T.K. Carter was in Punky Brewster and Saved by the Bell, and well, actually, technically not Saved by the Bell. When he was on, it was still Good Morning Miss Bliss. At that point, Haley Mills played their teacher, and he's been in many movies and TV shows over the years, and they did show some of Urkel's relatives on Family Matters. Aunt Una was played by Donna Summer. Yes, Donna Summer. And Myrtle Urkel, Urkel's southern cousin, was played by Jaleel White. Yes, it's crazy, but it would have been cool to see a spin-off of Urkel's family, but it would have given fans of Family Matters a chance to finally see his parents. And number 12 is Kimmy Gibbler from Full House. Kimmy's, in my opinion, the only regular character on the show that I really liked. They really should have given her her own show. It's a shame they didn't. In all the years that she was on Full House, they never showed her parents or her brother. Her brother's name was Garth, and they never showed her parents or her brother, and I wish they had. And if they had given Kimmy her own show, I think either Sandra Bernhard or Paula Poundstone could have been Kimmy's mom. And I think Richard Mole would have been good as Kimmy's dad. He was Bull on Night Court, and Andrea Barber looks like Richard Mole. She does, and she also looks like Sandra Bernhard and Paula Poundstone. And I think Kimmy's brother could have been played by Seth Green. Andrea Barber and Seth Green sort of look alike. Not a whole lot, but there's enough of a resemblance that they could have been brother and sister. And since Kimmy lives in San Francisco, it makes sense that her parents are hippies, because Kimmy was always kind of weird and eccentric, and it would make sense that her parents would be eccentric too, and her brother too, and I could see her parents being older hippies, you know. It would have been interesting, I think. And number 11 on my list is Quagmire from Family Guy. And now here's the top 10. 10 is David Puddy from Seinfeld. 9 is Jackie Chiles from Seinfeld, and interestingly enough, they were considering a spin-off with him, but it never materialized, and I think a spin-off with Jackie Chiles would have been hilarious. Number 8 is Jay Peterman from Seinfeld. Number 7 is Woody Boyd from Cheers. And since he grew up on a farm, it would be cool to see. It would have been cool to finally see his parents after all these years. They never showed him on Cheers, and I really wish they had. Number 6 is Griff from Married with Children. Of all the supporting characters on this show, I think Griff was the best. I liked him more than any of Al's other friends, like Bob Rooney or Ike or Officer Dan, and I think Griff was the best of all of them. He was hilarious. He really was. Number 5 is Venus Flytrap from WKRP in Cincinnati. Number 4 is Bailey Quarters from WKRP in Cincinnati, and I liked her a lot more than Jennifer Marlowe. And To be honest, Jan Smithers is a lot prettier than Lonnie Anderson. Absolutely. Number 3 is Mike and Gloria from All in the Family. To be honest, All in the Family should have ended in 1978 when Mike and Gloria moved to California. That really should have been the end of All in the Family. Norman Lear wanted the show to end at that point, but Carol O'Connor wanted to keep the show going, and the episodes after that are okay, but it just wasn't the same, really. I mean, I liked Stephanie. Stephanie was played by Danielle Brisebois. She was okay, but the show was so much better with Mike and Gloria. Archie Bunker's Place was okay, but again, it just wasn't the same. A Mike and Gloria show would have been good, absolutely. They did give Gloria her own show in 1982, but it was bad. God, it was bad. You had Gloria, Joey, and her and Mike were divorced at that point. It was explained in Archie Bunker's Place that Mike had moved away and he was still out in California and he was living on this hippie commune, and it was just a dumb idea. And in real life, Rob Reiner didn't want to. He didn't want to be in a spinoff with Sally Struthers. He wasn't interested in reprising his role as Mike Stivic. It would have been better with Mike and Gloria, but it's a shame that they actually did make it just with Sally Struthers and Joey. It was just a bad idea, and it should have been made a few years earlier anyway. I mean, there's no point in making it without Rob Reiner. I mean, why bother? And number 2 is Kramer and Newman from Seinfeld. I think a show with Kramer and Newman would have been hilarious. And we also would have seen Kramer's unseen friends. We finally would have seen Bob Sacamano and Lomez. If they did show Bob Sacamano, I think Jeffrey Tambor would have been good. I could see him playing Bob Sacamano. I really could. And Lomez, I could definitely see Tony Shalhoub or John Turturro, maybe. Either one of those guys would have been good. Absolutely. And they never showed Kramer's dad on Seinfeld, and we can safely assume that he was dead, but if they did show Kramer's dad, I think Kramer's dad would have been good if Kramer's dad was played by either Harry Dean Stanton or Robert Donner. Either one of those actors would have been great as Kramer's dad. Michael Richards looks a lot like both of them. He really does. And number 1 is The Simpsons All Grown Up. Imagine a spin-off where all the Simpsons characters aged like real people. The show came on in late 1989, and early 1990 is when it really got going, and if they had aged naturally, at this point, Bart would be 33 years old, Lisa would be 31, Maggie would be 24, Homer would likely be dead by now from all the years of drinking and being overweight. I could see him being dead by now. Marge would be in her late 50s or early 60s, likely maybe remarried, if not, probably just widowed, and some characters would be dead. Grandpa Simpson would be long dead. Mr. Burns would be long dead. Jasper would be long dead. Jasper's the guy with the beard, and Hans Moleman would be dead, and Skinner's mom would be dead, and Smithers would likely be dead from most likely AIDS because he's gay. I don't think they've said it. I don't think they've said it specifically, but more than likely Smithers is gay, and I think a Simpsons spinoff where they're grown up, where like we'd see Bart, Lisa, and Maggie grown up, that would be interesting. Really, it would be. Have them age like they were real people. You know, it. Personally, I think I'm surprised as hell that there hasn't been a cartoon yet where the characters aged like real people. I think this is a good idea. I could see it. I could see them doing this eventually. If not as a full series, at least the final episode of The Simpsons could be this. Like what if they aged like real people? What would their lives be like, and where would everyone be 23 years later? But anyway, I'm sorry for rambling, but Today will be the last time I'm doing 2 videos in one day. It's just that these videos are just so time consuming, and a lot of work is involved in making them, and excuse me. It's just that it's getting warmer outside and I want to spend more time outside, and starting tomorrow night, Monday night, I'll be doing 1 video each night. Only I'll be posting videos Monday through Thursday, 1 video each day, so 4 videos per week. I'm not doing videos on Friday anymore or on the weekends. And anyway, I'll be back tomorrow night. I'll be back tomorrow night with 1 new video. And until then, take care, and I'll see you then.